Hello everybody and welcome back to Odin's movie blog. I am the critic who is a cynic. Hope you're doing well. And today, the news just doesn't stop. I mean, if you hadn't seen my video yesterday, please go check it out. And one of the greatest things about this whole Captain Marvel situation is that the early reviews are coming out, and the first thing that people said, and this is what's really funny, is how kind of the narrative has changed and shifted over the last 24 hours. Originally, the story was oh man, Captain Marvel has come out, and everyone agrees on one thing: that cat is amazing. So, if you didn't see the video, basically, all the early reviews at this point and all the audiences in general who have seen, the original screenings or the early screenings of the movie Captain Marvel can all come to an agreement that the cat in the movie is the best part of it, or at least the most memorable part of it, which I just think is hilarious. They've been building this film up, the first ever female-led MCU film. It's going to be the best thing ever. And of course, that's what they're saying today. But instead, people came out saying, oh man, that cat is so cool. But of course, reality is at some point going to step back in, and so now they're starting to try and spin the narrative. First Captain Marvel reactions call it one of the best movies ever. Really? Oh my goodness, one of the best movies ever. Oh man, that just sounds amazing. I just cannot wait to see this movie. Are you right? In just over a month from now, we'll be watching Captain Marvel, which will expand the cosmic side of the MCU and reportedly set the stage for much of what's to come after Avengers Endgame. Thing is, the hype train has cooled just a little on the movie over the last few weeks. The hype train has only ever really existed in the media and, of course, in certain pockets of the internet. I mean, every fandom, you're going to have people that are excited for it. I've seen people leave comments on my videos saying, I am so excited. Well, you know what? I can't wait for it. Well, you may not like it, but I think it's going to look great. I think the trailers look fantastic. Well, good for you. Good for you. You have your opinion. I have my opinion. And at the end of the day, I think that more people share my opinion than they do in yours. But, of course, we will see. I've never said that I think the movie's going to tank and you can't prove me wrong or you can't convince me otherwise. I've said that I think that there's a very good chance that the film doesn't perform as well as they think it's going to. Again, I've given you my prediction of $450 to $650 million tops that the movie makes altogether. But at the end of the day, if the film does well, then it does well. It's obviously going to be because of marketing. It's going to be because people like the movie. And if that's the case, then obviously I'm not going to be able to deny that fact. But until that happens, until we actually get the movie, all I can do is talk about the trailers, which have been terrible up to this point, and have shown us a completely uncharismatic Brie Larson who looks like she is so bored, looks like she has no care in the world of being this character, of being a part of this universe, which again, if she doesn't care, well then fine, leave and find someone else who could do your job better. Because at this point, it doesn't look like you're doing a very good job in the first place being a character that most people don't really care about. Carol Danvers, yeah, maybe it's Miss Marvel, but Captain Marvel, again, that character as Carol Danvers has only been around since 2012. Let's just be honest here. Again, I try and be as honest as I can on this channel. And yet, they're trying to convince us that this is the best movie ever! And yes, I mean it that dramatically. And it's just, it's amazing to me. But again, the hype train has only been in the media, has only been on certain pockets of the internet, pretty much at this point. Perhaps it's the trailers that don't quite convey what the character's about, or perhaps it's in danger of being eclipsed by Endgame, which of course it will be. Or maybe there's just a bit of an origin story fatigue creeping into audiences. Whatever the case, it doesn't look like Kevin Feige has anything to worry about, as people who've seen it appear to be thoroughly pleased. Below you'll find just a small sampling of what folks are saying about Brie Larson's MCU debut, which with much praise being showered upon the franchise's next release. But here's the thing. You can say all you want about Carol Danvers, you can say all you want about Brie Larson, but I'm sorry, if you're trying to tell me that every single bit of footage that they pulled together for the trailer, that all of those bits of information, all of that bit of footage, those are the only times that she lacks any charisma or any character on screen. If you know any trailers take footage from different parts of the movie and try and convey a basic storyline that most audiences are able to understand, to try to build emotion, to try and build anticipation. But these trailers haven't been able to do that. These trailers have not really been able to build that same sense of desire. I would say the only thing that really interests me out of anything that I've seen in the trailers is the de-aging that they've done for Samuel L. Jackson's character. That is literally the only thing that I'm like, hey, that actually looks pretty good. I actually like that. I love what Marvel's been able to do with de-aging. I think that they've done a very good job. I think that DC just did a pretty good job with that, with the with the most recent Aquaman. However, that's the only thing that I'm excited about. That's the only thing that interests me whatsoever. I mean, the only other thing I could possibly think of is the fact that there's likely going to be some characters from previous films that are going to be mentioned. For example, Ronan the Accuser. You stand accused. Like, I want to see that happening. I want him to say, you stand accused, and to be called Ronan the Accuser, because I think it's an amazing name to give someone who literally says, you stand accused. Okay, I'm excited for that. But I'm not really excited for anything else. And it's these types of reviews right here. The Trouble Dude. This dude right here must be getting paid up the wazoo. Or at the very least, he thinks that by being this supportive and by being this just like, oh my God, that he's going to get so much love for it. Because this is just, to me, this is cringeworthy. This is absolutely cringeworthy shill tactics. He says, I've been in a recent Captain Marvel test screening, and I can vouch that Carol Danvers will be next Marvel's face. Will be the next Marvel's face. I know it's Twitter. I make mistakes too. Will be next Marvel's face. Charismatic. God. The first word, the first description tells you all you need to know. Oh, you say she lacks charisma in the trailers? Well, I'll tell you, I saw the movie, and I can vouch for her. You know, I'm going to mansplain for you to a second, and I can vouch she is charismatic and imposing, and Danvers came to stay, and she's not going anywhere. Well, the box office will decide that. Thank you very much. Danvers came to say, the movie is amazing, and I'm still in a trance. This is female power, guys. Congrats, Marvel Studios. Woman, muscle, female power. The women power, guys. So basically, everything that you've just told me is that this film is great, that Carol Danvers is the best thing since sliced bread, and the only reason why is because this is female power and female strength. So you're telling us that the reason why it's good and why you liked it so much is because it's woke as hell. That's what I'm gathering. Now, I hope you're wrong. I hope the movie's not woke. I hope that it's just a good movie with a good character arc. But basically, what you've given us, the Trouble Dude, is that, oh, it's whammon power. Go whammon. And that's why you should like it. She's charismatic and imposing, and she's here to stay because female power. That's not a good enough reason. Why aren't you telling me a little bit more about the character arc? Why aren't you telling me a little bit more about just, I know that you probably have, the inability to tell me too many details because you're probably under a gag order until a certain time, but you could at least give us a little bit more than female power, female power, female power. Because it's getting old. It really is. And then, of course, here's my favorite review out of all of them, and that is by Steven Weintraub, who says, for Collider Frost, he says, hearing Captain Marvel screen after it ended, everyone was talking about the cat. Stole the show. Must see this movie stat for the cat. And as I said, let us get that trending. Hashtag go see the cat. Like, seriously, Goose the cat is going to be the best part of this movie, apparently. And once again, I could just watch this GIF all day. Look at this. Look at the cat. Look at the little tabby cat. It's so cute. I mean, all the reason why I'm excited to see this now is for these two people. For these two characters, I should say, more accurately. We got Samuel L. Jackson, who has two eyes and is de-aged, and it looks pretty cool. And then we got Goose the cat. But no, don't worry. Oh, the charismatic and imposing Danvers is here to stay. She will be the next Marvel face. I swear. I can vouch for that. Guys, this is female power. Yeah, if you're going to say this is female power and that's your selling point for a movie, I'm sorry. And then to put the little the emojis like, oh, female power. I'm sorry, but like literally, I don't care for anything you have to say. Because if your main selling point is whammon, I don't care. And then we have this other one. Just got to see a test screening of Captain Marvel. Let me tell you right now, do not believe the rumors. This movie is beautiful and stunning. The acting is really good. This is easily one of the best movies ever. You guys are going to love this film. One of the best movies ever. Civil War. Blah, blah, blah. Why do I not believe you? 250 hearts though. 250 hearts. 1,279 hearts. This one didn't even get a dedicated tweet for some reason, for whatever. But yeah, oh my God, he loves, yes, Zach, you love this movie. I also love how all three of these people have been men. I don't think that was on purpose at all. Oh yeah, let's see what the men have to say about the first ever female superhero film of the MCU. Now, let's talk about Goose the Cat. And it's the best movie ever. And female power. Yeah, that makes me want to see it. New Captain Marvel stills show Star Force, Ronan the Accuser, and more. Look at these stills. Oh my gosh, guys. Look at it. Oh my gosh, Ronan the Accuser, Skrulls. I'm so excited. Oh man. Look at that. Oh, look at her. She looks so happy to be there, guys. She cares so much about her role. You can just tell. At least we got this covered, is, staying feet on the ground here. I'm going to be a bit of a negative Nelly here. No. Be realistic. Don't say I'm being negative here. No. Be realistic. And say that Captain Marvel isn't going to be one of the best movies ever, but it certainly sounds like something pretty special. I'm not going to say it's this, but it is pretty much that. Is what you just said there. MCU hasn't put out a genuinely bad film since Avengers Age of Ultron. I'd agree that Age of Ultron was a bad film. However, I would say that there have been some not that great movies and some very overrated films, especially over the last couple of years, I would say. We can safely say this isn't going to be a disaster. No, you can't. You really can't at this point because, as we have seen from this, the marketing for this movie hasn't really been that great. The trailers are not compelling. The trailers are actually, in all likelihood, pushing more people away than bringing them in. The fact that there are thousands of people watching these videos, not just on my channel, but on other channels too, and saying, I'm not going to see this film, I refuse to see this film, I have no interest in this film, tells me all I need to know about how bad the marketing campaign has been. You can have as many, SJW people, like the trailers on YouTube and all that other stuff happening, but at the end of the day, all I care about is this going to be a film that focuses on anything other than her being a woman? And if the first reactions are, oh my god, the cat was great, best movie of all time, and oh my god, this is female power, guys. She is here to stay. She is Marvel's next face. If that's all that you're getting from this, if this is the early reactions, I'm sorry, but at that point, you still have to prove something to us. And you very well could. And as I say, this movie could end up being a good time. This movie could end up being like a Guardians of the Galaxy where no one expects anything, and then it turns out to be a surprise. It very well could be that movie. But they have just given us no reason to believe it, because the marketing campaign has just pushed down the don't forget she's a woman, hurro narrative. The media has done nothing but, say, oh, but don't forget it's the first ever female-led MCU film. And that has been a major part of it. Brie Larson herself has been a huge part of that in her own public speaking and her own, interactions on Twitter. And so therefore, that's all that we have at this point. That's all that we can handle. Until we have an actual movie that we can see for ourselves and give our own opinions on, all we can do is speculate. All we can do is just base ourselves on this initial reaction. One intriguing aspect of the screenings is how pretty much everyone's loving the cat, which is named Goose. It's not fully a cat. It's a mysterious cat. The cat that does things we didn't expect to do, for it's surprising it could happen at random times. Again, if you know anything about the comic book character of the cat, which is, different name, it's Chewie in the comics and it's Goose now. So hashtag Goose the cat, get that trending, guys, because Goose is amazing. But that's the only thing that anyone's excited for. But anyway, guys, seriously, are you buying into this hype? Are you seriously buying into this hype? The best thing ever. The best thing since sliced bread. Oh my god, Marvel's next phase, female power. Please let me know. Do you think that female power is going to be enough to get you to the theater? It obviously was enough to get this movie greenlit, because remember that the whole reason why this film even exists is because you had a bunch of feminazis who were like, Captain Marvel, Captain Marvel, Captain Marvel, since 2012. The so-called Carol Corps, who weren't able enough, weren't big enough to keep the comic book going, weren't able to stop the comic book from being rebooted 4 times, but somehow had enough power to get enough influence in Disney and Marvel to get them to make a damn movie about it. I don't know. What are your thoughts? Apparently female power is enough to do that, but is it going to be enough to be able to produce at the box office? That is something that we still honestly do not know, and we will not know until the movie comes out. And I have always saying that, so anyone that's trying to say, oh man, you're just so negative, man, you're just so hate. I'm just having fun, man. I'm just having fun. This stuff is hilarious to me. When early reactions for a movie are coming out and they're talking about a freaking cat, I'm sorry, that's so funny. When this is the first ever female-led MCU film. And the main takeaway is Goose. To me, that says a great deal. But anyway, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Like this video, smash that like button, give me a thumbs up, share this video with your friends as well. It helps me out a great deal. You are all amazing and beautiful people. Have a wonderful weekend, and as always, God bless.